Guys, it's fine. Don't worry about the investor call that happened last week. Don't worry about everybody else's quarterly earnings reports outshining Anheuser Busch. It's fine. Bud Light is stabilizing. The Anheuser Busch has come out and said it's fine. U.S. market is going to be great. Don't mind the fact that they lost in one quarter alone $395 million in the United States only. And now their market cap is down $40 billion. Don't mind any of that stuff, okay? You're just simply fear-mongering. Just shut up. Listen and believe. We have the experts on our side. Trust in the science. They have everything that's down there, okay? A Bud Light parent says U.S. market share stabilizing after transgender promotion cost sales. Yeah, that's just it, guys. Just don't worry about it. We figured it out. We're not going to be working with Dylan, or maybe we are, depending if that'll get us back in the good graces of the big gay community. Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out at a later date. Just don't call us. We'll call you. We'll get the information. I'll sort it out, okay? Bud Light's parent company expressed confidence Thursday that its U.S. market share has stabilized after the promotion with a transgender influencer cost at sale. What do you don't want to say? It's like fucking Voldemort, Dylan Voldemort. Is that who we're dealing with here? Anheuser Busch InBev said Thursday that its U.S. revenue fell 10.5% in the second quarter. Yeah, we know. Okay, Budweiser. That's not a word. Bud Light sales plunged amid a conservative backlash. Thanks, CTV. My taxpayer dollars go to fund this horse shit. After the brand set a commemorative can. It was just one can, guys. Oh my god, this fucking absolutely makes me livid when it comes to state-sponsored media. The company said its total U.S. market share for all brands fell more than from 5 to 36.9% in April, but then remained stable to the end of April through the end of June. Yeah, it was stable at those same losses. It doesn't really look all that stable now, does it? Still, the Bud Light saga has been a costly one for the brewer. In June, Bud Light lost its place as America's best-selling beer after more than 2 decades. Yes, and I'd imagine next week we're going to be finding out Modelo Especial got that three-peat out there. It's like Jordan with the Bulls in the late 90s. Okay, not one and not two, but 3 months in a row, and then eventually for all of 2023, because there's no coming back on this one, just on Dylan's back. In the month ending July 22nd, Bud Light's U.S. sales were down 26%. Ah, shucks, better luck next time. Compared to the same period a year ago, according to Nielsen data compiled by Bump Williams Consulting, its year-over-year sales declines have both 25 to 30% range every month since the backlash began. So that's April, that's May, that's June, and that's also at least what they have numbers for in July. And we'll get the full, complete, well, that's what full and complete mean, but anyways, we'll get the complete sales figures more than likely, like I said, next week, probably early next week or Tuesday or something like that. Tuesday or Wednesday, I'd imagine. InBev CEO Michael Ducara said Thursday during an earnings call that the company plans to provide financial support to the United States wholesalers who through the end of December to make up for lost Bud Light sales. What are you going to do after that? Well, enjoy Christmas, because it might be the last time that you're employed by Anheuser Busch. Oh well. But he also said internal polling shows. Oh yes, good. We investigated ourselves and found out that everything's going to be fine. 80% of the United States customers remain favorable or neutral towards the brand. Listen, we polled ourselves and we figured out that 80% of us believe in the brand, which that's very interesting. Only 80% of your own internal polling figured out that, yeah, it's either favorable or neutral. I wonder how much heavy lifting that neutral category is doing. 1, they want to enjoy their beer without a debate. Yeah, exactly. That's something that you could have figured out prior to setting yourself up for this type of failure, but hey, better late than never, right? Real people learn from their mistakes. Well, you know what, hey, intelligent people, learned people learn from other people's mistakes, but what could you know? It's not like, people have been feeling the backlash of trans influencers for a long time now. How could you have possibly known this was going to happen? 2, they want Bud Light to focus on beer. Again, to see the previous argument. 3, they want Bud Light to concentrate on platforms that all consumers love, such as football and music. Yeah, it hasn't really worked out well when you're trying to partner with certain NFL stars. In fact, it ends up looking completely toxic and poisonous for their own fucking personal brand. But you guys do you, right? Hey, you stupid beer drinking putzes. You guys like football, right? You just like to sit down and forget about everything for a while and go ahead and get drunk and then beat your wife later. Unbelievable. Again, this is all just peddling sedatives in the grand scheme of things, something that I'm not a fan of, but I do like it when companies disrespect their consumer base, and they face immediate consequences, which is what we're seeing here. We are taking the feedback and working hard to earn our consumers' business. Clearly, you're not, because everybody's pointing out, okay, cool, you didn't want to address the elephant in the room on this one, the one with the sewn off or cut off trunk. Don't worry about it. We'll eventually get to that. But why didn't you do that in your earnings report when you had to sugarcoat your failings when it comes to moving product and the fact that you have to subsidize people that are no longer purchasing your product? What made you do that? That's just the thing that happened, and we made a mistake. What would you specifically make a mistake on? Shut up. Everything's fine. We beat projections. Some investors raised concern about the company's discounts on Bud Light. Yeah, exactly. That's the only time that you've seen a little tick upwards in your overall sales failures. Like, it worked a little bit for Memorial Day. Did it work for the Independence Day? Well, not quite as much. Will it work for Labor Day? Woo! I bet not. But Ducaris said price increases over the last year have put the company in a better position to offer discounts. Yes, exactly. That's why everything's been deeply discounted at the shelf, and then you offered a $15 rebate on shit that's been deeply discounted to a point where it's either $20 or $15. Yeah, it really looks good. We raised prices and then had to drop them after everything went fucking sideways. Good stuff. Ducaris didn't mention her Mulvaney by name on Thursday's earnings call. Yeah, that's what everybody's pointing out, and it's like, why didn't you do that? Oh, because, of course, Mulvaney. Oh, Mulvaney was talking about, well, I've been facing bullying and transphobia, and I had to hide away in Peru until I needed to catch a flight and go to a red carpet event in Los Angeles. And then I had to go to the French Riviera in order to party for a while and bounce on a bouncy castle, and then put out my 500 Days of Girlhood update, which is kind of hilarious. The last time that you did a Days of Girlhood update was April 1st to coincide with that terrible personalized can. So it's just kind of funny. And then also on the 500th day, it was also announced that Anheuser Busch was going to be laying off over 300 people. So again, zero self-awareness of why the fuck are you trying to pander to somebody who doesn't give a shit about your business to begin with. That's how you ended up in this spot to start. But hey, it is what it is. We have had 3 months so far since the situation. Oh, it's just a situation. It's kind of like the invasion of Ukraine. It's just a special military operation. We have a situation here. Yes. Also like a hoe that doesn't realize that, she's not exactly main girl prospects. That she just gets that 2 o'clock in the morning call, and it's like, I'm in a situationship. No, but you're a booty call. But yes, it's a situation, and continue to learn, and we continue to move forward with main activities. And we know that will work everywhere. Again, haven't learned a goddamn fucking thing. All you're just trying to do, you're just offering the same shit you were doing to begin with. Oh, we're just trying to appeal to a larger demographic. We were just trying to include more people. We just want more people to come and sit and discuss things over a beer. And what are you trying to do right now? We're just trying to appeal to everybody. You fucking dingbats. Congratulations and best of luck in your future endeavors, you fucking dorks. And somebody who I love to make fun of, and somebody else who I don't trust as far as I can throw her. You got Megyn Kelly. Talking about Joe Rogan drinking a Bud Light. Okay, so I think Megyn Kelly is probably the most tolerable trad thought that's out there. It's a phenomenon of reasonably attractive women adopting milquetoast her Republican and conservative talking points, thinking that they're all traditional, but when pressed, it just comes out that they're as much as raging feminists as the blue-haired land whales that are on the left. So fucking hilarious to see that. Just bring up the name Andrew Tate and you'll just see all of them completely get unhinged. It's very funny. But a lot of people like Megyn Kelly, and I've listened to a couple of her things, and we did a stream somewhat recently on her interview with Ron DeSantis, and I thought that it was one of the better ones, so she gets props where it's due. And Joe Rogan, well, he was dead fucking wrong on the Bud Light situation to begin with, where it's like, I don't even know what the problem is. And then he drank a Bud Light on his fucking YouTube, or not YouTube, rather, on his podcast. It used to be relevant when it was on YouTube. But now he has to start talking culture war shit in order to get ratings. And conservatives are so starved for relevance that they will go ahead and prop up anybody. Oh, did you hear what Joe Rogan said about Carrie Lake? But the same thing that everybody was talking about back when that election was happening. It's like, oh, something seems to be funny there. But oh no, now Joe Rogan said it. Oh, he's got one of the biggest shows ever. Please, we need attention. Oh, please. They'll just... They just want to suck the star cock so bad. That's why these TradCucks, man, are just, they're perfect for each other. The trad thoughts and the TradCucks just go ahead and ruin each other's lives by just getting together in sexless, terrible fucking marriages and then just end up kicking rocks for not realizing that the RP was the truth the entire time. But what are they talking about here anyways, now that I got my grievances out of the way? Right-wing podcaster Megyn Kelly. Right-wing? Well, this is the Daily Beast after all. Their editor-in-chief, at least at one time. I don't know, is it still Rick Wilson? Yeah, pedo apologist extraordinaire. He's quite upset that Joe Rogan is not only dismissing the ongoing conservative outrage over Bud Light's brief partnership with tranny influencer, but also the temerity to drink the beer this week. Did he really? Joe Rogan is on the wrong side on this one. Oh, God, it sounds like she just, let loose all the hellfire and brimstone on this one. Unbelievable. During Tuesday's broadcast of the Joe Rogan Experience, wildly popular podcaster welcomed country singer Zach Bryan, who faced backlash from the right in April when he criticized anti-trans campaign against Bud Light. So again, Rogan is absolutely hilarious. He'll go ahead and, pay lip service to some conservative talking points. But when was the last time he had a conservative politician on the show? Oh, right, yeah. That's somebody who said that he didn't want to platform Donald Trump during one of his Lex Friedman interviews, which is just, two artificially propped up robots side by side. Interesting. Watching two computers talk to each other. But no, he said he didn't want to platform them because of his dangerous ideas, sounding a whole hell of a lot like the leftist that he claims that he grew up as. But at the time, country stars, yes, Kid Rock. Is Kid Rock a country star? That's interesting to think about. Travis Tritt, very much so. Dylan Mulvaney, yes, social media, blah, 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 all that shit. I've drank Budweiser and Bud Light for like my entire adult life. Rogan said this week. And then on Twitter, I'm sorry, it's X now. We need to go ahead. You can't misgender social media. Joking. I defended my sister's spouse. Sister's spouse? Oh my God. Like, you're a stepdad, Rogan. That's bad enough. I'm sorry, he's not a stepdad. He's the dad who stepped up. But it's either your sister's wife or your sister's husband. Fucking get it right. And people were like, oh, people were pissed. And I was like, you get to the point because you say like a lot and you don't compare a bunch of things. I didn't mean to do this. It was crazy. Rogan, criticized the goofy culture war over the beer. See, that doesn't get all the same play. Oh, it's just a goofy culture war, bro. That's why outside of whenever one of the big media companies want to, oh my God, wildly popular podcaster, show me the fucking numbers. The only time that he ends up piquing anybody's attention is when they need to drag him up whenever they're doing bad in the ratings. It's like, oh, remember when he was popular in like 2017? Yeah. I also remember when the world was in a much better place back in 2017, but I guess, not only us can be the ones to get nostalgic. And we're drinking Bud Lights, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, there's nothing wrong with it. He said, adding, people are so silly. They were just talking about silliness. See, you could just go ahead and dismiss it. I don't care about it because I've been, waffling on both of it. But it was so funny because, he also came out and was criticizing Dylan Mulvaney back when it was popular about a month ago by saying that, oh yeah, all this stuff is stupid. The outrage is good. Please pay attention to me. He's a waffle fuck, and I don't know why anybody actually takes that little midget seriously. Sure, he could probably kick my ass, and he has a lot of martial arts training. But I've also got, like 2 feet of height on him, so, I don't really pay attention to the opinions of kickables. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.